Today's breakdown of the Mel Kiper updated 2024 NFL Draft Big Board is made possible by Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping, including their new Handyman tool when you go to manscaped.com/chat and use promo code chat. Now, this video originally aired on our NFL Draft channel, at least went up there first, I should say. Let's make sure the full Chat Sports channel beats that one in likes. So if you love the NFL Draft, like the video for me right now. No surprise here. At number 1, it is Caleb Williams, the USC quarterback. Frankly, it'd be a little bit weird, I think. There's some who think Drake Maye could potentially be quarterback 1. I like Maye, but I disagree with that particular statement. I think it's very clearly Caleb Williams. Now, maybe you saw the claim, I think it was more of a troll tweet on social media saying Caleb Williams is not going to go pro. He says he's going to come back to USC and then pick his team. Not true. His dad has opened up the door of maybe he doesn't want to play at a certain spot. Go back home. Will Caleb Williams go pro at the end of the season? I almost went with why for yes. Why for yes? He's going to turn pro. He could always demand a trade, not go to the same team if he wanted to. I think there's no chance he goes back to USC. But this is America. I believe in democracy. What do you think? Get those votes in the comments section. No change at 1 or 2 here. Marvin Harrison, the Ohio State wide receiver. It's like if Marvin Harrison had a kid who was bigger than him. He's 4 inches taller than his dad, which is so unfair. How do you get to be the son of one of the greatest wide receivers ever, but they made you taller? That's just not fair. All right, Drake Maye up 1 spot. The first change on Mel's big board out of UNC. I like Drake Maye. I think he's holding up well with some of his top playmakers gone. Josh Downs didn't get Devontae Walker in there. A little high on some of the turnovers. Got to clean those up. There's some of the, some Josh Allen moments where he just gets a little bit too reckless, but he is quarterback 2 for me, so I'm fine with this one for Maye. My guy, Fashanu, at number 4 out of Penn State. They flip spots. Look, Olu continues to be, I think it would have been the first tackle drafted last year. I think it would have gone before Paris Johnson Jr. did. By the way, he does not turn 21 until December. That is imagine where he's going to be in 4 years when some counterparts are the same age he is when they're seniors. It's going to be, take him early and be happy. Shedeur Sanders is number 5. Now, this is not a change. Mel updated his big board, which predominantly was to get Sanders in there. Mel said some interesting things, just in terms of what he thinks of Sanders. Called him a guaranteed future first-round pick, which we don't use the word guaranteed. He did this in September because that's a whole year to go. They said Spencer Rattler was a guaranteed first-round pick, and he's still in college. Sanders, I like him a lot, though. He's got the quick release, great deep ball, solid size, can maybe add some more frame, very productive behind a not great offensive line. If he goes pro, he might not go pro, by the way. He could actually try to become the number 1 overall pick in the 2025 class. I think he's worth an early first-round pick. So will he be a top 10 pick in this upcoming NFL draft? A for yes, B for no. It's the pinned comment on today's show. If the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage, head down there, and go vote. Number 6, Odunze out of Washington, up from number 13. Every time I watch Michael Penix, who I like, by the way, I come away with, man, Odunze's so good. It's another very quality receiver class. Odunze certainly in that conversation. All right, Brock Bowers, number 7. He dropped a spot. Tight end value is very, unclear. We'll see how the draft board falls, but did we watch him against Auburn? He was so good. He torched them. Treat him as a playmaker. I think he should be the second offensive playmaker behind Marvin Harrison Jr. Joe Alt, number 8, thought he held up really well against Ohio State. Good litmus test game for him. Big body, listed at 6'8", 315. Not sure he's quite that big, but hey, that's okay. His dad was a first-round pick, by the way. He will be too. It's a great class for sons of NFL players, isn't it? All right, number 9, Dallas Turner out of Alabama. Sometimes Bama drops him into coverage a bit too much for my blood, but as an undersized edge, he's listed at 6'4". He might be a bit closer to 6'3.5", maybe 242. He actually holds up pretty well in the run game. He's like a slightly bigger version of Nolan Smith in that regard, and offers some really great athletic ability and pressure potential. Today's show is made possible by Manscaped. They have taken a step up from Balloween, get it, to bring your face the cleanest shave it's ever seen with the all-new Handyman. It is the best way to get rid of that stubble if you don't like it. Compact design, next-gen skin-safe technology. The Handyman was designed to give you the smooth finish without the mess of a traditional shave. If you're tired of a bad razor making your neck look like that of a scary movie, the Handyman's skin-safe technology helps reduce nicks and cuts, and you can finally feel confident when going for that close shave. It is for wet or dry use, so you can bring it anywhere and use it anywhere. Get 20% off and free shipping with code CHAT, C-H-A-T, over at manscaped.com/chat. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Malik Neighbors, next up here. He's number 10 on the list. He's a fast player. Again, it's a very good wide receiver class. He's up 10 spots, by the way, which I find very interesting. Also worth mentioning quickly here, by the way, Dallas Turner, the lone defensive player in the top 10 in this year's big board for Mel, which I do think is probably descriptive of the actual class. His teammate Kool-Aid McKinstry is number 9 on the list. He's not the same like quick twitch athlete, like deep speed, but I think he's a really good cover guy. So I like those corners. And in a not great defensive class, no complaints about him being number 11. Drazon Newton, he's not going to be for everyone. He's not the biggest defensive tackle, but if you want some disruption, which I crave at DT, Newton offers that. You can make a very real argument that Keon Coleman should be higher than wide receiver 4 on this list. He's got some great body control adjustment catches that he's able to make for FSU. It is very telling that Jaden Reed was a high draft pick, Keon Coleman a predicted high pick at transferring to FSU, and Michigan State had a bad offense. That's quarterback play, baby. All right, J.C. Latham out of Alabama. The Bama O-line has not been great, but I think right tackle Latham actually has been very good. I think he's behind Joe Alt for me. I think there's maybe even one more tackle you could put in over him, not on this list, but I like what I've seen from Latham this year. Another quarterback, Quinn Ewers, who helped his stock tremendously against Auburn or Alabama. If he had not played well that game, if he had not boosted his stock by actually hitting some deep balls, we would not be talking about him on this list. That was a massive game for Texas, of course, and for Quinn Ewers' draft stock. Now, footwork it can be different. Like, I hate Aaron Rodgers' footwork. I don't like it, but it works for him, and that's what matters. I hate Quinn Ewers' footwork. It mostly works for him. It's a bit more of in the eye of the user, I'll call it. But some inconsistencies do arise from that for Ewers. Now, if you enjoy our NFL draft coverage, you have come to the right spot. Hit that sub button right now for more free videos each and every single day. Laiatu Latu out of UCLA, who I like a lot. He has been incredibly disruptive this year. He was incredibly disruptive last year. It might not be like for everyone, maybe, but I think you can make an argument that the best edge rusher right now in college is Latu. And in fact, I think I would make that argument. Jared Verse was supposed to be the best edge rusher in college this year, and he's still got plenty of talent, and I'm not going to ding him too hard, but he had 9 sacks last year. He goes back to school, was going to be probably a top 20-ish pick, has a half sack this year. Sacks aren't everything, but I need to see him up his play to be a top 10 pick and not just kind of a mid-ish, late-ish round 1 guy. Kalen King, my kind of corner. I don't mind it if my corners are smaller. King certainly is, but he's aggressive. He got that dog in him. My corner has to have that dog in him, or else they're going to get mentally, run over. Riley Leonard. Now, the ankle injury hopefully is not season-ending. The easy comp is Daniel Jones, but it actually does work because they went to Duke. He's actually a better runner than he is thrower right now. Needs some development in terms of timing on his routes, touch throws. Kind of sounds like Daniel Jones. Will have, if healthy, a probably similar-ish grade. I do think 19 is too high for Riley, though. Too low is my guy from Iowa, Cooper DeJean, who literally beat Michigan State by himself, basically. He offers return value. He can play, I think, any defensive spot in the secondary. This is a fantastic football player who I think really does deserve some more love. Who is your favorite player in the 2024 NFL Draft? Not best, but favorite. Sound off for me in the comments section. Our first new player in the list, Chris Jenkins, whose dad was also an NFL player and was actually an NFL All-Pro. Same name, by the way. The numbers don't pop necessarily like a lot of Michigan players tend to do, but he does a lot of the key dirty work. He's a very good football player in a very good defensive line class. Jordan Morgan, he should be in here, by the way. Has had a pretty solid season this year. Did get hurt last year with the ACL tear in his right knee, so medicals will be key. But big boy, 6'5", 325. I like those big linemen. Emeka Egbuka up one spot from 24. Look, Harrison's better. We know that. But Abuka's no slouch either. Bo Nix at 24. Okay, I think we've gone a little bit heavy on the quarterbacks here, Mel. I personally have a difficult time thinking 6 quarterbacks will be top 24 picks. Like, big board is not picks, but quarterbacks get boosted up in value. Do we really like that? If there's a quarterback that's 24th on your board and you're at 10 or you're at 15, you're gonna take them. That's that you have to do that. I don't think we're going to have 6 quarterbacks go in the top 15. It'd be fun, though. And Bo Nix has been better, by the way. Not anti-Bo Nix, just I think maybe 54 is a better spot for him. So how many quarterbacks go in round 1 of the 2024 NFL Draft? 1 or 2 minimum, probably. 3, 4, 5? Does it get 6? Sound off in the comments. I like seeing Leonard Taylor make his first appearance on this list. That is the defensive tackle out of Miami. Offers a lot of potentially explosive plays on the DT. Still needs some work a little bit, some polish like most interior D-line guys do, but he's got the traits that you covet. All right, 5 players that I think Mel left off his list. Now, he did not put Amarius Mims on his offensive tackle or offensive line list, period. He's banged up right now. I think that is a significant miss. He is too good to not be on there. He did not have Chop Robinson either on his list at all either. He had the other Penn State defensive end. Again, I think that's a significant miss from Mel. He did have Nate Wiggins 4th among corners, so hat tip there. Had Denzel Burke on his tied for 6th list. He had 4 guys tied at 6. Lame. He does have Cameron Richardson as the number 1 safety, but I think he's at least worth mentioning as a potential top 25 player. It's quality draft class. I'm excited to see who else emerges. There's always somebody down the stretch here. A lot of guys that we in media have not gotten to. Looking forward to see who else ends up on this list closer and closer to the NFL Draft.